What's poppin'? What's poppin', everybody? What's poppin'? Damn, I didn't mean to start the stream off like that. I'm here to save the day for you, Miata boy. I'm right here, homie. Hurry and get on. I'm trying not to watch MMA doughy. Shit. Just go ahead and block him from your algorithm right now. All right, I'm here. I'm back on. Okay, I got some exciting news for you guys today. I got some other stuff, aside from the whole Diaz drama, but we got a little bit more. We got a little bit more to fucking tell you guys about today, for sure. But, we got some regular news as well. Mohammed Usman suspended, I believe, 18 months for violating UFC's anti-doping policy. We got Paddy Pimblett predicting he's probably going to KO and retire Justin Gaethje. Gaethje don't think he's going to retire after this fight. Gaethje thinks he's got several fights left. Gaethje's talking about a title run, or sorry, should I call it a title reign, after he beats Paddy Pimblett. That's what Gaethje's talking about. A title reign after beating Paddy. Paddy thinks he's going to knock him out and retire him. Okay. Miata Boy says we got to do these lives a bit earlier, please. Haha. I'm working on it. Miata Boy. We're going to get them going a bit earlier, but I'm just going to keep it a buck with you guys. It's been such a hectic week. I've had no option. I've really had no option. I've been, just doing all kinds of research on that Nick Diaz drama. Been trying to hit the gym as well, trying to post my videos, trying to do the live stream. So that's why they've been so late this week, if you guys are wondering. It's because these have been hectic days. Like, I haven't been able to get shit done for myself until like 4 p.m. today. You feel me? But anyway, give me a second here before we get started. But for the record, I mean, everybody, the last 2 videos I posted on my video feed, everybody go on there right now and like that shit and watch it in its entirety. Also comment on it. Run up them numbers. Okay, run up them motherfucking numbers. Here's the Paddy Pimblett news right here. The clip of him talking about KO and Gaethje. All right. Okay. Everybody like the stream before we get started and subscribe if you're not subscribed. I mean, I got lore all day long for you guys. We got neighbor lore today. Okay, we got we got more info on the Nick Diaz situation. We got Paddy Pimblett. So where should I start? I think I'll start with, you know what? Let's start with the Paddy stuff. Let's work our way into the Diaz situation, but let this be a cliffhanger. All right. Nate Diaz himself. Nate Diaz himself reached out to me technically this morning, but it was like 1 a.m. last night. But Nate Diaz reached out to me. All right. He hit me with the, I'm not going to reveal all of our DMs, but I'm going to reveal the ones that don't really matter. Nate hit me with the fucking WTF. Nate hit me with the WTF. With the pissed off fucking red face. All right. That's what Nate hit me with today or this morning. And he sent me a link. He actually sent me the thumbnail. He sent me the link to my stream where I said he's beefing with his brother. He basically sent me this link right here. So what Nate did is he dropped this link in our Instagram DMs. This link right here, they are beefing, right? He dropped that in the Instagram DMs with the what the fuck. And I mean, I could tell you guys what I said back to him. I'm sure you guys want to know. I mean, I'm supposed to not spoil this. But since we're already on it, fuck it. I basically hit him back and I said, "Damn, I got to admit, I did not expect you to message me. I know you're probably pissed at me, man, but I feel like I had to share this news. I understand it's a family matter, but I feel like the people should know what's going on after Nick's release. I'll relax now on the news about you guys. If there's anything I said in the video that's untrue, let me know and I'll correct it. And I think I'll just end it with this. There was nothing he asked me to correct. There's nothing that's untrue in the video that he's asking me to correct. All right? But he did ask who my source was. I refused to give it out. Okay? Shout out to Mr. Nate Diaz. Shout out to all of Team Diaz. I'm sure they're watching right now. So shout out to all of Team Diaz. Shit, low-key, I feel like I'm a part of Team Diaz now. Even though I got half the team probably mad at me, half the team low-key liking me, right? Laughing at all the shit I'm doing. Maybe not laughing, but they're like, damn, this kid got some balls on him. And yeah, I do got some balls on me to be posting all this shit. But anyway. There's more. You know, I'm still receiving pressure from Nick to take down this video. I mean, as we speak, I'm getting pressured by Nick to take down this video. I don't want to take down the video, man. I don't want to take it down. I don't want to take it down. I basically told Nick, look, man, I'm very conflicted about taking it down. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm very conflicted about it. I don't want to do it. Okay, I said pretty much the only way I'm finna take this video down is if you or Kayla and or fucking, I'll take both of them though if they want to come on at the same time. But if you and or Kayla come on the platform and essentially let me interview you, because I'm not going to let this stuff just get deleted and go into the abyss. That's my take on it. Okay? Why don't I want to delete it? Because I think that she doesn't want this information out to the public. Well, guess what? It's already out to the public. You don't get to control the narrative. Okay? And the best thing you can do, because you already claimed it's fake, it's not you, it's AI, come on the platform and say it for everybody to hear you say, for everybody to see you say, and let them decide, are you a liar or was that really you in that video on that secret audio recording? All right, that's where I'm at with it, but I'm not letting this information go into the abyss. It's out there at this point, and I'm not the one who posted it in the first place. Okay, I didn't reveal this video. This video was already out there. It's been posted for weeks. All right? Weeks this video has been posted. But yeah, I'm still receiving pressure to take it down. I don't want to take it down. I'm just giving you guys an update telling you. I told Nick, the only way I'm going to take this video down is if, you know, you guys agree to come on and address it live in front of me. Then I'll take it down. But best believe people are going to know about this phone call. I don't think it's fair, right, that Kay says this stuff, it gets published by another person, and I'm not allowed to fucking bring it to light. Okay, it's already been public information. It's still on BBJ Ninja Recovery's Instagram page as we speak. What's the big deal in me keeping it up when he's already keeping it up? The fucking video surfaced. It's making its rounds. It's up. I will take it down if you guys come on my podcast and address it yourselves. Okay, that's the bottom line. I guess we're getting straight into all the fucking, you know, we're resuming the Nick Diaz drama. There's not that much to it, but you know, this is what else I got to say about it, because obviously I can't really communicate all this in the DMs, but I'm sure they're watching. So once again, shout out to all of them. Shout out to everybody. All right. It ain't no hate, and you guys know that, but shit, this is fucking a messy situation, and I'm doing my job. I haven't lied. All right, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, but I just got to say that for the one time. Okay, but this is where I'm at with it. This is a 3-minute secret audio recording, right? Right? If you guys are in the Discord, you already know I have obtained the full 19-minute. Sorry about that. I have obtained the full 19-minute secret audio recording. I have obtained the whole thing. Okay, I'm choosing not to put that out. I have permission to put it out. All right? I've been asked to put it out. If I were to play it on stream tonight, the person who sent it to me would have no problem with it. Okay? I'm letting you guys know right now, I have obtained the full 19-minute secret audio recording of the 3-minute segment that I featured in this video right here, Nick is released from rehab, that they want me to take down. They want me to take down this video because of the 3-minute secret audio recording that I played where Kayla says she's going to have a baby with Nick and Martin Sano. Okay, I think that's what Kayla is upset about. It's making it very complicated for her because she just married Nick, and this is making her look bad, right? If they do get sued for anything, you know, that's been going on, This is going to get brought up in court, and I don't think they want that. But listen, who does that serve? Does that help Nick or does that help Kayla? That helps Kayla. It doesn't do anything to Nick. You know, Kayla's the one who said it. And I'm on Team Nick. We are Nick Diaz. We are Nate Diaz. We are Team Diaz. Even if I'm doing all this shit. Okay, even if I'm doing all this shit. There's a reason, and I don't really need to explain it, but just know that there needs to be a paper trail. This is a very messy situation. There's a potential love triangle involved. How many 2020s you got to see to realize this could end fucking terribly? Drugs, love triangle, settlement checks coming in the mail, houses on the line. Come on, bro. There needs to be a paper trail. I'm not deleting shit. I'm not deleting shit. And, you know, I didn't want to send this to Nick because it's different when you're sending it to Nick versus when I'm speaking on my own platform. And straight up, I'm looking out for Nick. You can see it or you cannot see it, but I'm looking out for Nick by keeping this up. Now, Nick's asking me to take it down, right? So it seems like it's backwards. What do you mean you're looking out for Nick? Nick doesn't want it up. Trust me, I'm looking out for Nick. Like I said, there needs to be a paper trail. There needs to be. And this is the other thing I wanted to mention is like, you know, once again, man, shout out to motherfucking Kayla and Nick, everybody, all of Team Diaz, right? Watching worldwide right now. What up? What up, everybody? Okay, what up, everybody? I mean, I was on the TV today. BBJ Ninja Recovery was watching my stream. He posted me on his story. Shit, shout out to Unk. Shout out to Unk because he's calling me nephew. All right, so shout out to Unk. What up, BBJ Ninja Recovery? I saw your story today, homie. Much love to you. All right. Now, anyway, before I just started fucking laughing out of nowhere, where was I? Kayla. Damn, that's fucked up. Nope, I'm not gonna do that. I need to rewind my stream and hear exactly where I fucking left off because I was onto something and I will not let it go. Sorry about that, but shit, just hang on for a second. Okay, here's what I was gonna say. God, I keep forgetting it like right on the spot. Give me a second. I'm under pressure because the stream's on right now. Give me one fucking second. Kayla. Okay, here's where I'm picking up where I left off. Sorry about that again. Now, Kayla's over here asking me to delete this secretly released audio recording, right? She wants me to take down this video or at least remove that segment from the 46-minute video. Kayla, I need you to understand something, and everybody else that's watching. This segment of you speaking about potentially having a baby with Nick and Martin when Nick gets out of rehab, this would have never been posted if you didn't start fucking becoming vocal and going at their family in the first place. Their family is doing damage control because of the narratives you've been putting out, Kayla. Because you guys have been putting out narratives that the mom is on some shit right now, the cousin's on some shit right now, Jose Garcia is old and senile. You guys are putting this stuff out. So the family is choosing to put this stuff out, or I don't know, the family, whatever you want to call it, the people inside the camp, right, who are close to the mom, the cousin who have been dealing with Nick in the first place. They're choosing to put this stuff out because you guys are allegedly lying on their name. And this is their defense. Posting this footage so they can hear you and see that this is the real you. Now, if they're the ones lying, you need to fucking counter them with evidence, not call me and ask me to delete the fucking video. And just for the record, Kayla, they would have never posted this shit if you weren't speaking about the family. If you weren't fucking disrespecting the mom online. If you guys weren't claiming that, you know, the cousin kidnapped and drugged Nick. Because there's a lot more, guys. I mean, there's so much footage that they're ready to drop right now. There is so much footage that they're ready to drop right now. I have footage that could be dropped. Okay, I have footage that could be dropped right now. I'm choosing not to. Okay, I'm choosing to not even speak about it on stream or tell you guys about it. But the reason why the family has this fucking footage ready to go, ready to drop, ready to leak to somebody to drop it, okay? It's been leaked to me. I could be the one. All right? But I'm not going to do it. But I'm just saying, the family is so ready to drop this shit because of what Kayla and them are claiming. You know, they're making all these claims. You know, cousin Ruben drug Nick, right? Well, you know, there's video proof of all these things that, you know, Ruben didn't exactly drug Nick, right? Because they apparently have video proof of Martin Sano walking Nick into the rehab while he was drugged out. Okay? But Nick doesn't want to admit that it's Martin Sano. And that's why the family's like, okay, well, if you don't want to admit that it was Martin Sano and you're going to go with this claim that Ruben's the one who fucking kidnapped and drugged you, then we got to put out this video that proves that you're lying. Right? And same things with Nick. Listen, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this right now. Okay? And Nick's probably going to hate me for it. But listen, man, you guys have known this whole time, right? I don't want to assume that Nick is on drugs more than alcohol and weed. Nick has been on more than alcohol and weed. I'm definitively telling you boys that right now. Nick has been on more than alcohol and weed. And this is another thing. The family has evidence of everything. The family has evidence of everything. They're ready to drop this shit. Nick and Kayla need to drop the act. This is a fucking warning. Drop the act. Everything you guys are saying, okay? There's video proof. There's video evidence against you guys that has not been dropped yet. But the family's getting driven so fucking crazy, right? That they're like, what the fuck, bro? Like, do we really need to drop this shit? So there we go. There we go. You feel me? Yes, this shit is still crazy. What I'm going to do moving forward, what I told Mr. Nate Diaz I would do is leave him out of it. Okay, so I'm finna leave Nate out of it. All right? And I'm not going to tell you exactly what Nate fucking told me in the DMs because he fucking left me on scene after I asked him for permission to share it with the chat. But I will say this. I will give a vague statement. Nate expressed nothing but love for his brother in the DMs. Okay? Once again, Nate expressed nothing but love for his brother in the DMs. Now, you guys know the truth too, right? The truth is the truth. Just because he expressed love for his brother doesn't mean everything I've said about him already is false. Everything I've said about Nate is a fact as well. But I will not be including Nate in all this stuff. I'm just telling you, Nate expressed nothing but love for his brother in the DMs. And, that's why I kind of changed the thumbnail and the title here. So it's now he is mad at Nate. Right? Nick is mad at Nate. If you look on the screen right here, you'll see the video I posted 4 hours ago. It's saying he is mad at Nate. Not as much they are beefing, although I'll admit, because I always tell you boys everything, right now I'm A/B testing, and I do have one of the thumbnails saying they are beefing. Okay, I'm just going to keep it a buck. That's for the views. I'm trying to see which one gets clicked on more, but I will settle on this one. And that's why this one's the one featured on the fucking YouTube right now, because this is like the first one I put up on there. And the caption or the title is Nick is beefing with Nate Diaz after release from rehab. Okay, because that's more so the truth, right? Nick is beefing with Nate. Nate's dealing with it as he wants to deal with it, but it doesn't mean he's mad at his brother or has less love for his brother. It's more so trying to hold his brother accountable, if anything, and his brother's mistaking it for not loving him, right? And that's why Nick thinks that fucking Kay and Martin love him because they're the ones who fucking listen to him. So it's all twisted up. But that's pretty much what I got for you guys for this topic. I'm going to reach out to Martin Sano. Okay, Martin, if you're watching this, Martin the Spartan Sano, you got some splaining to do, homie. You got some splaining to do, and I'm going to reach out to you. And if you want to give me any information, you can explain your side of the story, Martin. But Martin, they're saying there's video proof that you walked Nick into the rehab, that you're the one who drugged and kidnapped him. Okay. That's what they're saying. So I will be contacting you and asking you about it. Yeah, man. And that's pretty much it. Like, I got some juicy content today. you know, I'm not even going to show it on stream because Nick and Kayla are so pissed off about a fucking 3-minute clip I showed. God forbid I show the full 19-minute video instead. I got it on deck. The full 19-minute video. Essentially, you know, there's quite a few videos that can be dropped at any moment that will prove that, you know, Nick has not been as truthful as you guys would think he is being since his release from rehab. And that's just keeping it a buck. That's just being honest, man. Shit. All I can do is tell the truth. The truth will set you fucking free. And I'm looking to be set free. Anyway, you know, I did mention BBJ Ninja Recovery, right? And how I was on his story last night. Oh, and can I say this? You know, I'm not making content out of Nate anymore, but let me just speak on the situation a little bit. All right. Does Nate want to slap me when he sees me? I don't really think so. I think, honestly, if you guys want my take about it, I think, yeah, like Nate wishes I didn't do that, right? He wishes I probably kept it on the down low. But if you guys think that, like, if you guys are wondering, you think Nate's going to slap you when he sees you, how pissed is Nate at you? Honestly, I don't think Nate's that pissed at me. I genuinely don't think Nate's that pissed at me. And how could he be? I stuck up for him. Yeah, I said they're beefing, but I didn't paint as bad of a picture as the thumbnail insinuates. It's a thumbnail, okay? It's part of the game. We're in the Big 26 now. People getting duped over thumbnails, you know what I mean? You got nobody to blame but yourself. You can't even blame me anymore for getting duped off a thumbnail in the Big 26. You best fucking click on those videos and listen to it because everybody fucking doing it. All right? But when you click on the video and you watch it, I did not insinuate any bullshit about Nate. I said all the truth. I said all the fucking truth. So there's no way Nate can like hate me or want to fucking beat my ass or slap me. Like maybe initially he did, but I don't really think so anymore. I think if anything, Nate respects it. To keep it honest with you guys, maybe I'm fucking delusional, right? Maybe I just want to believe that. But at the end of the day, I think Nate respects it. What's one of the biggest things Nate always says? Be real. And what am I being? Real. I'm not joking about Nick. I'm not laughing about his situation. I'm not joking about Nate. I'm not joking about them beefing. I'm not laughing about it, right? I'm keeping it real. I'm telling you guys real news. I'm keeping it all the way real. And if your biggest motto is be real, right? Shit. Even if it's about you, you got to respect me. I didn't fucking, what's the word? Where you like fucking make things seem worse than they are. I didn't even do that, bro. I didn't even do that. The worst thing I did was said they're beefing, and they are fucking beefing. I won't take it back, bro. I won't take it back. But yeah, Nick is mad at Nate. But you know what? There comes something with that. When Nick is mad at Nate, obviously Nate's going to kind of start, you know, you feel me. It's not all fucking positivity from Nate. He's obviously feeling some type of way about it, but he's choosing to fight the hate with love, right? But anyway, why I pulled up, did Nate threaten to sue Jacob? No, he didn't, Miata boy. Nate, I'm telling you, Nate's not that mad at me. Nate is like was responding to me a few times throughout the day. He sent, yeah, exaggerating. I wasn't exaggerating anything. But Nate, I think me and Nate, you know, if he sees me, he's gonna just look at me and be like, "You fucker, you fucker, you fucker," and I'm gonna be like, "Sorry." I'm like, sorry, bro. Come on. Let's just let bygones be bygones. I got a job to do. Shit. I was respectful at the end of the day. That's all you can ask, bro. I kept it a buck. I didn't lie. I didn't exaggerate. But anyway, I keep finding myself in this thing where I'm like fucking doing that. So I'm gonna stop doing that now. BBJ Ninja Recovery was watching me on YouTube today. I thought it was funny. I got to show you guys. Slap Nate back to reality. Nah, Nate's cool. Nate's cool. Come on now. Nate's an OG. I couldn't even hate Nate if he was mad at me. I wouldn't even be mad at Nate if he was mad at me. But anyway, BBJ Ninja Recovery watching me on his story today. Funny as fuck. Wait, real quick. That's Nate right there. So BBJ Ninja Recovery and Nate were together last night. They had to have talked about me. Oh my God, I'm tired. Shit. I'm like fucking slipping up all my words. But they had to have talked about me, hadn't they have? They had to have talked about me. I know they did. But that's Nate right there with BBJ Ninja Recovery last night. Okay. Then today, BBJ Ninja Recovery posting me watching back my stream when I was breaking down the beef between Nick and Nate. And look and pay attention to what BBJ Ninja Recovery says, because remember, he did have a comment on my post about Nick and Nate beefing on Instagram. And he's like, don't spread about the Diaz brothers beefing. But I told you, he's not mad at me for posting that, right? He's just saying it's more so Nick than Nate that's mad right now. And don't spread it, you know, but he's not calling it a lie. He was just saying don't spread it. Now look at him reacting to my live stream.
You guys know that's how it works?
Nephew done his research. Nephew done his research at Perry Punch YouTube, okay? Shout out Jose Garcia for fucking watching the stream at home on the TV, on the telly. Look at me on the fucking telly. All right? Shout out to fucking BBJ Ninja Recovery one more time.
You obviously don't, but I'm giving you more information. Yeah, Cesar Gracie gets the money from Nick's fucking fights, and Cesar gives Nick the money. And for Nick's last fight with Robbie Lawler, 60% of it, 30% went to Cesar, 30% went to another manager of Nick's, and then the rest of it went to Nick, 40%. But Cesar always makes sure to get a cut of Nick's purses. That's why there was the discrepancy once again with the Nick Diaz and Vicente Luque bout, because Cesar Gracie wasn't on that contract. So he canceled the fight. Somehow, someway he canceled the fight. He got his name on the contract so he would get a fucking piece of the purse. Miata Boy says on the UFC website, it says he's still active in the UFC.
Shit, Miata Boy got the fucking name drop on BBJ Ninja Recovery's story as well. All right, Miata Boy getting famous out here. We are BBJ Ninja Recovery. Shout out my man Jose Garcia for the post.
He hasn't been cut. Well, you know, the UFC website's been wrong before, right, Miata Boy? Didn't it say that Mokai 30% insane? Yeah. Nick's been getting fucked left and right. I mean, the fact that the money goes in Cesar's account is crazy. Oh, and not to mention, Nick pays tax on the whole purse. So Cesar Gracie gets 30% tax-free, the other manager gets 30% tax-free, and Nick gets 40% taxed on 100% of it. Because it's Nick's reported income. And Nick isn't really, you know, privy enough to be filing taxes and acting like he's paying out people. So he gets stuck with it. And Cesar and his manager are fucking taking advantage of that. Right? They're taking advantage of that. Of his, you know, that is a stupid move for Nick. So I will say of his stupidity there. Because if you're not going to fucking pay attention to taxes, you're not looking out for your own best interests, and that's just stupidity, right? So they're taking advantage of his stupidity in that aspect. So imagine that. 60% of your purse goes to your man.
Together we stand, Together we stand, divided we fall. No man gets left behind. So it's all love for Mr. Nick. It's all love for Mr. Nick. Nick, I know you're watching that. I know you're watching this right now, Nick, or you're gonna. Go home, Nick. Go home, Nick. Stop fucking around. It's clear as day, Nick. Go home, homie. Go see your little brother. Go see your family and friends, your old teammates, your mom. Okay? Go home, Nick. It's time to go home, homie. One more time. One more time. It's time to go home, homie. You're over here saying you fucking despise BBJ Ninja Recovery, and look what this man posts about you. Together we stand, divided we fall, no man gets left behind. Go home, homie. Nick, go home, homie. It's time to pack those motherfucking bags up in Vegas and go home, homie. We getting that marriage annulled as soon as you touch down in Stockton. Don't even worry about it. We getting that marriage annulled the second you touch down in Stockton. All right, but go home, homie. Go home, homie. They're waiting for you. All right. What does that tell you guys? Nick talking all that crap, right, about BBJ Ninja Recovery. He old and senile. He lost the plot. And BBJ Ninja Recovery hits him with, together we stand, divided we fall. No man gets left behind. Nick, if you know what's good for you, go home, or we're hog tying you fucking Mexican rehab style and taking you back home, homie. All right? I'm joking, Nick, so don't fucking kill me over that. But I'm reading Miata Boy's chat. I won't steal the shine from Miata Boy. Miata Boy is the one who said, we gotta hog tie Nick and bring him home. Nick, you heard him. You heard Miata Boy. You heard the chat, Nick. We might have to come over there to Vegas, hog tie your ass, and take you fucking home. All right. We're about ready to do that, Nick. Us, the chat, the world. Okay. Nobody's on Kayla's side, bro. Nobody's on Kayla's side. And this is probably going to fucking effectively make Kayla never come on my platform by saying that. But I'm saying it. Nobody's on Kayla's side, bro. And it's crazy because everybody's still on Nick's side. They're just not on Kayla's side. That's what I'm seeing. Everyone's still on Nick's side. They're just not on Kayla's side. Yeah, Nick's being a dumbass, but they're not on Kayla's side. Hurry up, Nick, unless you want to get hogtied, homie. Because the boys in the chat, they're ready to hogtie you. They're already talking about it. We got to hogtie Nick and bring him home. Go home, homie. They're waiting for you. Your brother says he loves you. He's not mad at you. All right? Jacob, stop breaking the third wall. Whatever that means, Miata Boy. I need an explanation with that one. Oh, stop breaking the third wall because fucking now Kayla's not going to want to come on because I'm fucking speaking my truth. That's all right. That's all right. I can't fucking keep my truth locked in for very long. You guys know that. I got to fucking spit it out eventually. No diddy. No diddy. Once again, shout out to all of Team Diaz who might be watching right now. Much love to you guys. All right. It might get twisted as like, you know, we on opposite ends, but nah. We are Team Diaz. We are Team Diaz. Isn't that crazy? How I can say that, how I can be the one fucking reporting all this crazy stuff and sit here and confidently be like, I'm fucking Team Diaz too. We are Team Diaz. We are Team Diaz. Oh, stop looking into the camera. All right, I'll stop looking into the camera, Miata Boy. I'll stop looking into the camera. That's fucking hilarious. But I'm just speaking directly to Nick there. That's what I was doing. I was speaking directly to Nick. I'm not a big fan of looking into the camera anyway, as you guys can tell. Fucking MMA Guru be eye fucking the shit out of that camera, though. I'll tell you guys that much. Me, not much of an eye contact guy. We are Diaz FN. We are BJJ. Shit. We are the fucking Diaz scrap pack. We are everything. We are everything related to Diaz's. Now, I guess we can move on. I gave you guys all the fucking juice that I had. Time to get into some breaking news. What's the status of Nick Diaz's contract with the UFC? Dale, I'm having a hard time really getting updates on his contract, but I can tell you this. I've been told that the UFC is not going to fuck with Nick whatsoever as long as he's with Kayla. That's what I've been told. I don't know if that's hate from my source or what, but they're telling me they're not going to fucking do shit for business with Nick as long as fucking Kayla's a middleman. So it says I make eye contact with Shawty. Shit, I make eye contact with Shawty, but I don't make eye contact on the regular. I'm not much of an eye contact guy, to be honest with you guys. Like in everyday life too, I'm not. I'm like a Sean Strickland. Like I'll be looking at you, but man, I get uncomfortable the second that shit fucking, the second we start eye fucking, I'm like looking away and stuff like that. I'm always the first one to look away. They cranked Nick's pooper. James Pond. Shout out to James Pond. Sorry for not reading the chats earlier. I'm sure Otto, my man Otto, was asking questions about something. Otto was confused about something. Otto, drop it in the chat if you're still wondering, because I saw you being like, oh, like what? Like, I don't know. Otto was dropping these confusing chats. But I'm sure Otto dropped in with some positivity without even looking and reading it. But I'm going to say shout out to Otto. I hope you're having a good day, homie. And I hope everybody in the chat's having a good day. Shit, I'm having a good day. How he have a contract if he never fights? Well, I've been told Cesar Gracie signed these brothers to like these contracts with fights on it with unlimited time periods. So there's no expiration date on their contracts. Not anymore, but I think early on, you know, Cesar had them signed to like these long fight deals with no expiration date. Weird One saying, hey Jay, what up HT? AKA Weird One. Otto saying, no, now I get it. I know what you're talking about now. I caught up and missed the first half of it. Okay, Otto. Shout out to Otto. Thanks for getting back to me on that one. Just checking in on my man, Otto. Checking in on my mans. Nick's legacy dead. Don't say that, James. Come on now. I feel you though, James. I mean, he killing it. He killing it. I think it's safe to say. Truth hurts sometimes. I can't even silence James if I wanted to. The rehab warrior. Shit. Thought Nate out of his contract. Yeah, Nate, I said not anymore, but early on, these guys were locked in on these deals with like no expiration date. I think Nate is out of his contract. Yeah, I think Nick is probably out of his contract too. So yeah, he did us all wrong. The fans, damn, James is taking it personal with Nick right now. Nick, you see this shit, homie? Look what James Pond's saying about you. Nick's legacy's dead. The rehab warrior. He did us all wrong. The fans. Shit, Nick. Those are your fans right there. Those are your fans right there. He not hating. He not hating. He disappointed. James Pond not hating. He disappointed, bro. He disappointed. I can tell. I can tell through the chat. James Pond not hating. He disappointed as fuck. Dale J says, not true. They have a sunset clause in the contract. I mean, Dale, how the fuck do you know that? Nate versus Connor 3. I'm let down. See what I mean? James is let down. 80 Kid saying Nick's 5-year suspension, which I think he was out for 2 to 3, really impacted his trajectory, but not his legacy. Yeah, I think it really impacted his trajectory for sure. It could have I mean, Nick's legacy was already cemented pretty much even before the Silva fight, but he could have done some really dope things, AD kid. That's what I'll say. Nick could have still done a couple dope ass fucking fights if he would have locked in sooner after the Silva fight and not waited 6 years. He was out for 6 years, by the way, AD kid. He had a 5-year suspension. He was basically out for 6. 2015 to 2021, right? Or 2022? Unbroken says, I think fans get too personal with their celeb idols. They are human and not perfect. That's something I've been told before from a fighter. One time a fighter told me, he said, fighters are not role models. A lot of fans want them to be their role models, but they're human just like everyone else. And especially being fighters, it's a different type of breed of a fucking dude, So especially fighters aren't role models. That's why you see John Jones, right? Mike Tyson, they're not exactly role models, right? Nick Diaz, they're not exactly role models. And it's not an insult on them. It's just that, like, Unbroken saying it, fans get too personal sometimes and they make them their role model when they probably shouldn't even be in the first place. They're humans too. Miata Boy saying James is ready to run the ones. Yeah, James is definitely ready to run the ones. I mean, Nick got to be careful. He is not in a good state to be fighting. You feel me? Nick is very fragile. He cannot be running the ones right now, and I'm talking about Nick. AD Kid says, unfortunately, Nick's antisocial problems and not allowing good folks to manage him truly messed up his ability to earn and make the biggest fights at the time he was still young. AD Kid, there's a lot of truth in that, man. There's a lot of truth in that. You got to get out and meet new people, get perspective on scumbags and whatnot. I think Nick knows too few of people to even realize scumbags were around him at the time. His inner circle was so small. Like you're saying, he's a bit antisocial, not really good at letting new people in. All he knows is what he knows, and what he knows is not much, with the small circle he had, and I think it did bite him in the ass, AD Kid. AD Kid says 6 years was too long. It was. Ruby Z says, what's up, Castro? Thoughts on Usman's brother popping dirty? We're going to get into it, Ruby Z, probably right now. James Pond says, dope ass pipes on the streets with sig butts. AD Kid says Nick threw some mad combos in the Robbie Lawler 2 fight. Had Nick really been ready and serious, he would have won the fight. Robbie was cool with him after the fight. Yeah, Nick did throw some crazy combos. He did. He did. He should have beat Robbie if he was in good shape. Nick's eyebrows are all kinds of left wing. All right, James, I don't even understand that one. That one's over my head, homie. Unbroken says, I don't like potheads, but it's legal. It's not performance enhancing. Why UFC hard on weed? They're not anymore, Unbroken. But yeah, Nick got fucked over for that, you know. He did get fucked over for that. Miata Boy says Jacob oils up and slides down the hallway of the apartment complex. Shit, I got these little spikes on the floor outside. If you guys know what I'm talking about, it's not smooth. So that would be fucking extremely painful. The floor has like these little riblets. 80 Kid says Jacob on point, having Cesar Gracie was double-edged sword, good at the beginning and bad in the manager side. Yeah. Yeah. He was a good coach for Nick, but then he exploited that and, you know, saw a financial gain. Otto says, oh, yeah, have you seen that the news about Dana stepping down and now they have this new corporate guy trying to run MMA or UFC? Do you have any thoughts on that yet? Or Otto, I haven't even seen it, homie. Anyone else seen this? If anyone else has seen it and wants to drop a link in the Discord, I could pull it up. But I honestly haven't seen that Dana's stepping down. I've seen a lot of people complaining about how disinterested Dana is, but I haven't seen any reports about him stepping down. Let alone some new guy. Let alone some new guy, Otto. I don't know, homie. I'm not privy to that yet. Dale J says that's how Nate got out of his contract. I don't know that, but only referencing Jesse on Fire that had Markel Martin share the details of Francis Ngannou, but could all be BS. Yeah, okay, so Dale, you're not wrong about the whole sunset clause. That exists, but that's more so with intelligent managers. With, you know, managers like Cesar Gracie, the UFC takes advantage of his stupidity too. Just like Cesar is taking advantage of Nick's stupidity, right? By like getting his fucking paychecks forwarded to his bank account and not Nick's, taking fucking like large lump sums of it, not paying taxes, all this kind of stuff, right? Cesar takes advantage of Nick's stupidity. Well, Cesar ain't the fucking sharpest tool in the shed either. So the UFC takes advantage of Cesar's stupidity. That's my take on it. That's my take on it. And by taking advantage of his stupidity, it was getting him to sign Nick and Nate to these contracts that had no expiration date. And all that means, I'm speaking about earlier in the career, not really now, but I'm speaking about earlier in the career. What does that mean? It means that like Nate was iced out for long periods of time. There were times where Nate didn't fight for like 2 years, right? Before he returned against Michael Johnson, Nate hadn't fought in a hot minute, right? If there was a sunset clause, that contract could have expired. He could have renegotiated before the Michael Johnson deal, but that's not what happened. Nate was on one of these fucking endless contracts that only could end once you complete the amount of fights. No time period could ever get you out of contract. The amount of fights you do will. So that's what I'm kind of talking about. Like Nate was on one of those contracts where he was getting underpaid for a long time because there was no sunset clause in his contract, courtesy of fucking Cesar Gracie. I'm saying since he hasn't fought since Robbie Lawler, wouldn't there be a sunset clause that he would be free to box now, or is he still locked in? It just depends on the terms of the contract, Dale. It just depends on the terms of the contract. What's the expiration date on the contract? What would that be? Because the sunset clause doesn't mean, oh, your contract just magically ends on this magical 12-month date. No, I mean, what's the sunset clause? Is it 2027, 26, 28? What is it? You know? But all I'm going to say is that, you know, Nick has been reportedly removed from the UFC roster. according to UFC roster watch. And if that's the case, then, you know, he's not under contract anymore. Mini Marty Mouse saying Nick Diaz fall off gonna make me cry. I know, homie. It's sad. I was just telling Nick to go home earlier, about 15, 20 minutes ago. I was like, Nick, go home, homie. Leave Kayla and Martin Sano in the dust. Go home. See your family. You know. Hello. Cheers from Croatia. What up, MMA Rio? Cheers from United States, California. Gimme Melendez, fam. Wheel out fake record Melendez. Melendez versus Hygiene, the whack pack. Damn, James Paul and Loki hating now. What's up with that, James Paul? Why you don't fuck with fucking the scrap packer Gilbert Melendez? AD Kid saying, I believe Dana has a contract says 2030. Yeah, he just renewed it. He did just renew it. You're right about that, AD Kid. So yeah, buyer seller is saying he's not stepping down. Otto, I'm not sure where you heard that, but I think you maybe misunderstood it. I don't think Dana's stepping down and there's going to be some new face of the UFC. Dale J, have you heard more from Jake Shields? I mean, no, homie, I haven't, and that just proves it. That just proves it. Who the fuck's right and who's wrong? Right? I didn't hide from Jake Shields. I didn't run from Jake Shields. I responded to his ass. If I was lying, he could have easily refuted me, but he didn't. So, I mean, at the end of the day, right? I mean, Jake Shields, you made yourself look like an asshole, homie. I'm going to just say it. Jake Shields, you made yourself look like an asshole. Okay, don't come at me again, homie. I'm trying to be respectful towards my elders, but come on, homie. You called me a fucking liar. You insinuated it. And you didn't even have the fucking courage to back it up in public. So, I mean, Jake Shields, you know, that upset me a little bit, Jake. I'm going to keep it a buck. That upset me a little bit, homie. I have not heard more from Jake Shields, though, Dale. I have not. Have you heard from Moneyberg? Nah, I haven't. Moneyberg's next, though. Moneyberg's next. It's getting to a point where everyone wants to fucking quiet me down. How funny is that? These streams are getting to a point, boys. 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I could have done this report on Nick Diaz. Nobody would have fucking reached out to me. Nobody would have cared. But, you know, that's what the consistency does. Now nobody want me to talk about their fucking dirty drama. I'm sure the next time I react to Moneyberg, I'm going to get some fucking clapbacks. And that's okay with me. But listen, everybody can get it. Call me the can man. Anybody can get it. All right? So just make sure you're not swindling people. Make sure everything you do is on the up and up, or you are liable to get called out by me, and you most likely will get called out by me. All right? Enter this fucking space as a grifter. Be on some bullshit. All right? You finna get called out. You finna get called out. All right? Anybody can get it. Call me the can man. Okay? So shit. Everybody's on notice. Don't be reaching out for me to not speak on your fucking issues. Here's your fair warning. You want some bullshit? You fucking making the thumbnail. You fucking making the thumbnail, and I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. As we all know by now. I'm pretty sure that's clear, right? We all know by now. I don't give a fuck. My loyalty, I'm going to say this. My loyalty is to everybody watching right now. My loyalty is to the fans, to the supporters. My loyalty ain't to these fucking people in the game. My loyalty is to you boys, all right? And understand that right now. That'll never change. That's why I posted all this shit. Because my loyalty belongs to you boys. My dedication is to the fans, is to the fucking supporters, is to the viewers. All right? So before anyone thinks I will put them before the viewers, you're wrong. You're wrong. My loyalty belongs to the fans, and it always will be. That is like my fucking base. Like, that's the base at which I judge my motions. All right? Everybody needs to know how important that is to me. Let's not beef with Moneyberg. He sues. Shit. Yeah, we'll leave him alone. We don't want to catch a case now. AD Kid says, Jake Shields seems to be a good dude based on the streams I've seen of him. Can't expect him to be correct on everything. Give him a chance. Dude is older. I'll leave him alone, AD Kid. I'll leave him alone. Just let him know. Like, don't come at me again, homie. Because, you know, I'm being merciful, right, AD Kid? I'm mercifully listening to you. I'm giving Jake a second chance. Okay? Let that be known. Let that be known. I'm being asked to give Jake a second chance. All right, me. I'm being asked to give Jake a second chance here. And I will do that because Jake is kind of old, right? So, all right, Jake, you get a second chance by me. Don't fuck it up, homie. Don't fuck it up. Because like I've already said, you know what I mean? I'm not here fucking biting my tongue for sitting around on my hands waiting for an opportunity from Jake in the future. I am my own opportunity. And let that be a lesson to everybody in the chat. Don't ever wait on another man for nothing. Go out there and get that shit on your own. No matter, that's a lesson for any aspect in life. You guys all don't need to wait on another man. So, you know, whether Jake Shields likes me or doesn't like me, it's indifferent to me. He would never do anything for my career. The money 80 Kid says the Moneybird black belt is sus. What the fuck? Jake probably needed the bread. He is no longer fighting and retired before his fights were making millions. I mean, yeah, but you know, can't respect it anyway, 80 Kid. MMA Rio says, at one point I thought that Gaethje would smash Paddy, but as the fight approaches, I think more and more that Paddy will knock him down in a knockdown and to choke. Once again, greetings from Croatia. MMA Rio, I think that's a great prediction. I think Paddy dropping Justin and then hopping on a submission is a very viable option in this fight. Very viable option. That's pretty much exactly what happened with Michael Chandler, right? And guess who doesn't have that ability? Justin Gaethje doesn't really have that ability to drop you and then submit you, right? Justin Gaethje dropped Michael Chandler, and Michael Chandler was back up on his feet in like 30 seconds because Gaethje doesn't have submissions in his bag. Look at everybody dropping the hundreds in the chat when I said don't wait on no man for an opportunity. Straight the fuck up, though. Don't wait on no man for an opportunity. I ain't sitting on my hands, biting my tongue, waiting for a Jake Shields interview. I'm fucking out here doing it. And guess what? By that itself, I got Jake Shields commenting on my shit, making his own damn self look bad, you know, trying to insinuate that I'm a fucking liar. Shout out to fucking Jake. Miata Boy says, nah, Jake is getting chinned by Jacob for the Diaz brothers. Shit. Jake better watch out now. Jake better watch out now. Come on now, though. I'm not going to say I can chin Jake Shields. But you know what? I'm young. I'm prime. I'm young. I'm in my prime. I might not be training right now, but that doesn't mean I never trained before. I'm also a big dude. So shit, we could try it out with Jake. We could try it out with Jake. I honestly wouldn't even be scared. We could go a couple rounds. No bullshit. We could go a couple rounds. LOL Shields interview from James Pond. Maybe. Okay. So yeah, Paddy's predicting I keep having visions of knocking him out on the feet. Talking about Justin Gaethje.
Tell me officially, what's the prediction? How do you get your hand raised? How do you earn that title?
It's the same as Chandler. He doesn't get past the third. I don't see him getting out the third round, but I can see myself finishing before that. I keep having visions of knocking him out on the feet. To be honest, I keep having mad crazy visions of knocking him out on the feet, but wherever the fight goes, TKO or submission by round 3.
Tell me officially.
Okay, so Paddy doesn't see it getting out of the third round. he's envisioning a submission like nonstop. I mean, the fact that he's saying he sees it that vividly, I think it could happen. He came off like he's really seeing some vivid fucking visualizations of that. Paddy not only predicting a finish, but a third round finish at that. Now, this is Paddy saying he's going to make Justin Gaethje retire after knocking his ass out. And this is why we have the thumbnail that we have today. Because he said he's going to KO and retire Justin Gaethje. Let's play it.
To do, you've always wanted, coming up through my career, you want to fight these people that you've always looked up to, and it's sad to say that I think I'm going to retire them. You know what I mean? I'm preparing to beat them up in all facets of MMA, whether it's on the ground or whether it's on the feet. I'm preparing to beat them up. So, as I say, it's sad to say, but I'm more than likely going to retire him. I don't know if he'll fight again when he loses.
The respect between you.
To do, you've always wanted, coming up through my career, you want to fight these people that you've always looked up to, and it's sad to say that I think I'm going to retire them. You know what I mean? I'm preparing to beat them up in all facets of MMA, whether it's on the ground or whether it's on the feet. I'm preparing to beat them up. So, as I say, it's sad to say, but I'm more than likely going to retire him. I don't know if he'll fight again when he loses.
Now, funny that he's talking about he's going to retire Gaethje, right? By the way, we're going to look at Vitali getting out of Filipino prison. That's crazy work. But I just want to pull up what Gaethje's been saying. I think Champ Rounds posted it. You know, Gaethje talking about what's going to happen after this fight with Paddy, since Paddy's predicting he's going to retire him. Here it is. Justin Gaethje says he's got more than 2 to 3 fights left in his career and already has a few names in mind. Here's the quote. Once I get this belt, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to beat Paddy. I'm going to beat Ilya. And then I got to get Max back. I need to beat Charles. They both beat me. I want either one of those back. So Justin Gaethje got a hit list. Paddy Pimblett, Ilya Topuria, Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira, then retire probably. All right. So, you know, talking about two different things. Paddy think he finna retire Gaethje. Gaethje says, nah, I got a motherfucking hit list ready to go. Gaethje's like, I got a hit list ready to go, starting with Paddy Pimblett. I already got a hit list ready to go, and it starts with Paddy Pimblett. Okay, mapping out his next 4 fights. I guess we can drop that. Now is a good time for a poll, isn't it? Who wins, Paddy or Gaethje? Miata Boy says Justin is winning this. I'm like 70% sure. 70% killed me. I don't know why. King Caesar dropping 1,000%. My man King Caesar. MMA Rio saying exactly like with Michael Chandler. Are you a fan of Mirko Krokop? He is a legend. I live in the neighborhood where he is. He is still in fucking shape, and at this age, he would be top heavyweight. Yeah, I am a fan of Mirko Krokop. MMA Rio. I used to play with him a lot in the UFC video game. I'm a fan of Mirko Krokop. How could you not be? That head kick he landed on Brendan Schaub, how could you not be? Shout out to Mirko Krokop, one of the legends, Hall of Famer. Legend and a Hall of Famer. By the way, when's Nate Diaz gonna make it into the Hall of Fame? Anyone got any guesses on that? Will Nate Diaz ever be in the UFC Hall of Fame? He definitely should be. First ballot, in my opinion. Shields looking to call out a Ferguson. Owen Mania says Gaethje's grappling is so bad I just can't pick him. No, yeah, that's the thing with me. You know, if you ignore one aspect of the game in grappling, you know, that bothers me a little bit. That definitely bothers me. because you're going up against a guy who doesn't ignore that part of the game. So he's definitely sharper than you if it happens to go to the floor, where it should be more on a fucking level playing field, you know? But that's why the striking is going to somewhat be, I'm expecting it to be kind of on a level playing field. I'm expecting it to be kind of on a level playing field because Paddy works on it. Gaethje doesn't really work on his fucking submission game and his ground game and his takedowns, you know? You got to work on takedowns. You got to work on submissions. Not just defending takedowns, not just getting up, but offensive fucking grappling tactics as well. People forget that Justin hit Tony so hard he gave Tony downs. Never forget when fucking Justin hit Tony and Tony did like this. Like mid-fight, Tony's like, mid-fight. Tony was so fucking tough for his own good. He got hit, fucking started twitching while standing up. Gaethje pops Tony and Tony's like, Then he continues. It was one of the craziest things I ever saw. Honestly, that's one of the craziest things I ever saw. Twitching from getting hit so hard and taking so many fucking left hooks. Because if you guys remember, Tony was also flinching. Tony would throw these punches at Gaethje, and Gaethje would be fucking like, how do I put this? My bad. Guys, I'm also tired. I'm probably going to end the stream kind of soon. We're going to get through some more good topics though, but I'm being honest. I'm low-key tired. I told you guys, it's been a long, hard working week for me. So I could just feel it in me right now. I'm tired as fuck. But how do I say this? Okay, when Tony was punching Gaethje, Gaethje would kind of like slip and counter. So it got to a point by like the 5th round when Tony was throwing these shots on Gaethje, he started flinching because Gaethje was countering him so much throughout the fight. Tony would like throw a jab and he would instantly like flinch away from the left hook even when it wasn't coming. You guys got to rewatch the fight. I might not be doing the best job at explaining it, but like Tony was so fucking hurt in that fight, it's ridiculous. And the toughness he showed is insane. But he did get his ass fucking beat badly. Like again, we like to use the term belt to ass. That was belt to fucking ass. All right? Belt to fucking ass. All right, I got a few other things to share with you guys. Number one, let's go to Kayla Harrison. Fucking crybaby Kayla Harrison. Sob story. I mean, shut the fuck up, bitch. All right? Everyone's gonna hate me for that. I don't give a fuck. Okay, look at the thumbnail, bro. Look at the thumbnail. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, please. Look at the thumbnail. You know, you guys realize, I mean, a lot of you guys probably, you know, I'm sure a lot of you guys do post, but for those that don't post to social media, this isn't by accident. She dragged her finger to pick that thumbnail of her fucking crying on camera and said, that's the one. That's the one. Me crying. You fucking crying. Look at her in her neck brace crying. The obligatory clout chasing injury fucking post. We didn't need this, Kayla. We didn't fucking need this. And, you know, I thought I'd be more sympathetic, but, I'm not, bro. I'm not. I'm so burnt out on the whole Kayla Harrison hype. Shit. You know, I'm glad she's doing okay, but.
Hi, guys. I just wanted to give a bit of an update on my end. Yeah, this is a tough one. I had to have surgery on my neck yesterday here in New York City with the specialist, Dr. Kim. Yeah, so in lieu of that, obviously we're gonna have to reschedule the fight, and I just want to say I'm sorry. I'm sorry to Amanda. Was really looking forward to it, and
I'm sorry.
'Cause, I just want to thank everyone. 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 I just want to thank I want to thank the UFC for taking such good care of me, Dr. D and Jen and the whole team over there. I want to thank Dr. Kim here in New York for seeing me and taking such good care of me. I want to thank my mom who's taking care of my kids at home. I want to thank all my coaches on American Top Team and all my teammates.
This is the cringiest thing ever. She has nothing to say. She spent 30 seconds just thanking people. This is like so fucking annoying. And anyone who's like, yeah, I'm so sorry, girl. Like, please, bro. Get right with yourself. This is insane. She thinks she's so important.
Yeah, this is day one of recovery and the road back starts now. You know, I don't know God's plans. I know he knows that this is my dream. So I gotta praise him in the mountains and I gotta praise him in the valleys. And so I'm grateful for this.
Look at her. She keeps squinting while she's fucking crying. This is so pathetic. It's just like, this is what happens, guys. I just want you guys all to know that this is a byproduct of what happens when you glaze the fuck out of a fighter without actually letting him do anything. Okay, you get cringe ass shit like this. They don't know, they actually don't know what made them famous. They think that, like, you know, they were just this super interesting person and like people just want to listen to anything they have to say, including fucking a minute-long rant thanking American Top Team and the UFC and my mom for taking care of my kids. She really thinks that's what people want to hear right now. Squinting and shit while she's fucking crying, making that little face. It's like, oh my God, bro. I blame some of the people who have just been acting like this girl shit don't stink since she got signed to the UFC. As if she wasn't coming into the UFC off a fucking loss in the fucking World Championships and PFL the following year. To fucking Pacheco, Larissa Pacheco. As if that wasn't fucking the case.
I hope that it brings me closer to him and that he uses his story in a mighty way. Yeah, that's it. I'm sorry, guys. I'll be back soon. Hi, guys.
That's low-key like pathetic. I gotta admit. James Pond is really going in about this Jake Shields thing, so let me fucking read it. Jake Shields' annoying face looks like their hands pulling it back all tight. Only way I can explain it. Jake Shields' face is like a plastic surgery training video, all pulled back. All right, James. I read it to you, homie. I mean, his face is pretty fucking tight. I can't lie. The skin is pretty tight on there. MMA Rio saying right kick equals hospital, left high kick equals cemetery. That's short and clear for Mirko Cro Cop kicks. Dustin shut down Justin and took everything away from him, just like Leon did when he shut down Usman. Shout out to MMA Rio. MMA Rio, who you got? You got Gaethje or you got Paddy, homie? Gaethje or Paddy? Drop it in the chat. You could vote on the poll, but I'm not going to be able to know who you voted. Otto saying how she hurt her neck. I never heard about that. Well, I got a bookmark here. I do have a bookmark. So for those wondering about this whole neck thing, this is the best update we've gotten because Kayla didn't tell us shit, right? She just spent a whole minute and a half or 2 minutes thanking people and fucking wiping fake tears and making herself look like a really sorry fucking girl. But anyway, and you know, she did all that because she doesn't realize what she has to do to get a headline, because she could literally fart and get a headline because of some of these fucking glazing ass media pages. But anyway, if you're wondering what Kayla actually did to get injured, because like I just got done saying, she didn't tell us in that fucking bullshit ass video. Well, here's what Ali had to say. This is the best update you'll get. Obviously, everyone knows by now that Kayla postponed her fight with Amanda Nunes. I honestly don't know how she's been fighting for the last 5 or 6 years with this kind of injury, but it reached a point where it was necessary. Continuing would have put her life and long-term health at risk. One thing about Kayla, she always comes back stronger and better. I can't wait. This comeback will be legendary. Stay tuned. And then people are saying, like, so why couldn't she have announced or gone to surgery 6 months ago? Shaking my head. Gets Nunes out of retirement to just pull out. Nunes should have this fight, then go back to enjoying retirement. Yeah, and then them saying postponed as if Amanda Nunes is down to reschedule it. We'll see. We'll see, but the postponed is such a funny word. The fight's been canceled for now. Nothing's been fucking postponed yet. The fight's been canceled. Somebody goes, we don't need you making excuses for her. This motherfucker can't even say it is what it is. She suffered an injury. He absolutely has to make excuses for the fighters he manages. LMAO. The past 5 to 8 years, my ass. Sent all to concentration camp and forget, damn. It's her neck. I thought she sprained her wiener. King Caesar says Paddy all day. Oh, by the way, King Caesar, I was going to read out your chat. You think that Nate should not be in the Hall of Fame because he never won a belt. Shit. I think he should be in the Hall of Fame because he got bigger than the belt. He's one of the few who got bigger than the belt. Don't forget that, King Caesar. James Pond did me a solid. Yeah, she did me a solid too. Paddy all day says MMA Rio. Okay, I got you. I'm rocking with Paddy as well. Why didn't she have the surgery earlier or postponed it until after the fight? Something doesn't add up. All fake. They need her for the White House. The pressure was too much. Fighting Nunes is no joke. She got beat mentally. WUFC is gay. I mean, that fight was gay, metaphorically and physically speaking. Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes was a gay matchup, metaphorically and physically speaking. How crazy is that? Why wait till 2 weeks before? That's bullshit. She's fucking scared. So you knew about this for years, and before the biggest fight of her career, she chooses to get surgery? Question mark. Paddy is probably going to get a takedown, and Gaethje is done on the ground. I think so, Louis. I think so. Shout out to Louis in the chat. Me Audioboy says, not going to lie, I was excited about the Kayla and Amanda, but I know she was injured a few weeks ago from a post she made. What did she post, Me Audioboy? King Caesar now says, I think Nate should be in the Hall of Fame, but I don't know the rules of it. I think Nate should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't think the title thing is a steadfast rule, but I think even if it is a steadfast rule, we should make an exception for Nate. Just my personal opinion. I think she would have a good chance against Nunes. I was hoping Nunes beat that ass. I'm not going to lie. All right, so Vitali is out of, let's just read this. This is a slightly non-MMA related, but shit. I mean, if you guys don't know Vitali, you've been living under a rock. Vitali is currently going viral for his new look after spending 9 months in Philippines prison. He will now be deported back to Russia. So let's just look at this. April 2025 to January 2026. Vitali here, right? Doing the little fucking Andrew Tate pose. Still on cycle. Fresh cut, right? Hair transplant or whatever. I don't even think he has a hair transplant. But anyway, he's looking good. He's looking groomed. He's looking to be, in shape. Here he is after about 10 months in Philippines prison. Let's listen to it.
I-file na. At habang doon siya ay under custody siya ng Bureau of Immigration as an undesirable alien. Ngayon, mag-uusap pa ang Bureau of Immigration at CIDG ukol sa proseso nito. Pero sa akin paningin at ito'y akin lamang, hindi ito'y batas sinasabi ko, ay doon muna siya mananatili sa Bureau of Immigration Detention Facility sa Muntinlupa habang siya ay naghihintay ng paglitis sa kanya rito. Hindi po namin siya ipapile na at habang
Okay. Oh, since we're on the Paddy thing, since a lot of people are interested, I don't think this is going to happen because Gaethje would never shoot a single leg. But check out this flying triangle from Paddy off a single leg takedown. HT, aka Weird One, saying, I picked Gaethje this time only if the fight is starting only if the fight is standing majority of the time. If only the ground, Paddy will submit him. I don't think Paddy will KO Gaethje like he says. Okay, HT. I got you, HT. The KO for Paddy is going to be a tougher one to get, right, than a submission. Miata Boy says the post she made where she was laying on the wall in the bio of the post was something like, even if it's not now, I will never fail, or some shit. Damn, yeah, that is a pretty telling post right there. I don't know. Did she get broken with the pressure of this fight? I mean, I don't know. Okay, let's pull up the Mohammed Usman failed drug test. Oh, not 18 months. A 2-year and 6-month suspension. Damn, a 32-month suspension. Or what, 30-month suspension. 24-30, yeah. Okay, so yeah, Mohammed Usman has been suspended. So let's read it. Combat Sports Anti-Doping announced today Mohammed Usman of Coral Springs, Florida, has accepted a 2-year and 6-month period of ineligibility for violations of the UFC anti-doping policy, UFC ADP. Usman tested positive for the presence of testosterone, a prohibited at all time substance in the class of anabolic agents on the UFC prohibited list. Damn. Homie was on test? That's just diabolical. Homie was straight on test. Straight diabolical. From an out-of-competition sample collected from him on September 8th, 2025 in Coral Springs, Florida. Usman was previously removed from his scheduled bout in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil in October of last year due to the return of this positive test days before the event. Usman ultimately admitted to CSAD to the use of testosterone leading up to the Rio event, as well as the previous use of testosterone and the prohibited at all times peptide BPC 157 earlier in 2025. So not only was he on test, but he was on BPC 157. Dude is a straight cheater. Dude is a straight cheater. I mean, you're not helping your brother's fucking nickname, the CEO of EPO. I mean, not to say Usman was on that shit, but Usman is called the CEO of EPO by Colby Covington, and this does not help his case in the slightest. The article states, while Usman ultimately took responsibility for the above details, he did not do so in a timely fashion and not until CSAD confronted him with evidence they had independently collected during a detailed investigation of his use of these multiple prohibited substances, as well as his attempt to deceive CSAD with a false explanation. Damn, he a fucking cheater and a liar. He a cheater and a liar. Insane work. A cheater and a liar. Under the UFC ADP, if a UFC athlete uses multiple substances like Usman did and engages in deceptive or obstructive conduct to avoid the adjudication of an anti-doping policy violation like he did, then aggravating circumstances are determined to exist. While aggravating circumstances can double a standard suspension because Usman ultimately admitted to the prohibited behavior. CSAD determined that a 6-month addition to the standard 2-year suspension for using these substances was appropriate for these aggravating factors. I mean, I would have to agree. Full on cheat, full on liar. Usman's accepted suspension began on October 9th, 2025, the day he was notified of the positive test, removed from the Rio de Janeiro card and provisionally suspended. The suspension will end on April 9th, 2028. He's already old. I wonder how old he's going to be when the suspension's up in 2 years. He already old. Homie's like above 35 guaranteed. CSAD independently administers the UFC's year-round anti-doping program. Biological sample collections under the UFC ADP are conducted by Drug Free Sport International, a global leader in the anti-doping industry with more than 5,000 trained collective personnel. I mean, why the fuck are we reading that? All right, so Mohammed Usman, confirmed drug cheat and liar. What's worse than a fucking cheater? A fucking cheater and a liar. Don't at me. All right, don't at me. Mohammed was the one cheating and lying. How old is Mohammed Usman? That's what I want to know. Homie, 36, born in April. If I'm not mistaken, the suspension ends after his birthday in April 1st in 2028. So homie will be 38 years old. Homie will be 38 years old by the time he's allowed to come back. I mean, serves you right. Serves you right. What else? What do you guys have to say about this? HT says, blame it on Rogan, DC, and all of the UFC MMA media hyping Kayla up. So cringy it is, homie. Never forget, Ariel was like, I've been waiting for this fight to get booked. This is one of the fights I'm most excited about. Stop the cap, homie. Louis says Gaethje needs to work on the takedown defense, keep his hips back, and hope he catches Paddy raised chin. James Bond Squarehead, Justin versus Anthony Hard Donk. Miata Boy says, I'm telling you, Paddy has already said that he's going to stand with Justin and try to KO Justin. That's where Paddy will fail. His stand-up isn't good. Chin in the air, hands low. Miata Boy, I'm just waiting. What will you say, homie, if he outstrikes Gaethje? I'm just dying to know what you will say if he outstrikes Gaethje. Otto says, what, for real? Steroids? Steroids, homie. Straight steroids on that test, on that BPC 157. Lying. This Usman's big brother again is this second time. Louis, I think it's just the first. Yeah, one time. One time, Louis. Miata Boy says, name one time Paddy has shot a single or double leg and finished the takedown besides for Chandler. Miata Boy, you just effectively killed my fucking response to you, so I don't know what you want me to do with that. But he has done it. He has done it one time. For the one time he did it against Chandler. Okay? And I think he's confident now he could potentially get it again. He could potentially shoot for another takedown, Miata boy. You know, Paddy can evolve. Gaethje, he's shown he can never evolve. He's too far along in his career. If he would have evolved, he would have done it years ago. Now, Paddy, right, entering his first title opportunity, he could be evolving still. And he would be fucking, it would behoove him to be trying to evolve his game and not be like Gaethje thinking he had his game all figured out, you know, by the time he entered the UFC. You should always be evolving your game. I think Paddy can evolve his game. The only person who hasn't been evolving is Justin Gaethje. Buyer seller, the 24th couldn't come any faster, man. I know, homie. I know. You know, honestly, it'll be over with by this Sunday. Once fight week comes around, buyer seller, it's basically the 24th. You feel me? We're going to have a lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to have press conferences. We're going to hopefully have some new promos for the new Paramount fucking first pay-per-view card of the Paramount era, right? So by the time Sunday comes around, Monday comes around, it's basically the 24th. We just got a few more days, homie. Today's Thursday. We got a few more days. King Caesar, I still see Paddy KO's Justin. Could happen. Anyway, Rio, Paddy has to pay the most attention to the brutal calf kicks that Gaethje throws, such punches Justin does best in the UFC. But I think Paddy will win by TKO or choke Justin after he throws Gaethje. King Caesar, got my money on Paddy. Louis, yeah, but do you think Paddy is going to game plan that now since Justin doesn't seem to have much jiu-jitsu defense? I'm not sure what you're talking about there, Louis. Everybody like the stream. Everybody subscribe if you're not subscribed, especially as we enter next week, fight week. Buyer seller, I'm down to see Usman get knocked the fuck out again for that Joshua phone call he released. I'm thinking of a different Muhammad, actually. You know, Usman came out on his podcast and apologized. We could watch that too. Usman always looks like he's a purist, but he really likes what is illegal, and everyone makes fun of Conor for cocaine. At least he doesn't hide, but has the best shit. I'd rather honesty than be a fucking cheater and a liar. MMA Rio. I'd rather Conor admit he does coke, which he doesn't admit, but I'd rather fucking that than being a cheater and a liar. Miata Boy says this is the end of Usman's career. He's never fighting again, and he's going to get cut from the UFC. Most likely won't be able to be signed to any other organization like PFL or ONE. What a squandered opportunity, Miata Boy. What a fucking squandered opportunity if that's the case. Old as fuck, cheating and lying in his last opportunity. MMA Rio and earns more money than everyone in the UFC combined. Tuxedo Mask, what's poppin', homie? We got Tuxedo Mask in the chat. More rare these days to have my man Tuxedo in here, but that's all good. He probably watching, but just not commenting or something. Tuxedo says, Perry looking like the protagonist right now. Shit, I am the protagonist. I've been the protagonist all week. It's fitting. It's fitting, Tuxedo. Maybe I'm morphing into the protagonist. Louis says he can fight till he's 45 at heavyweight, but it's not good. I think we've seen the end of Mohammed Usman. Louis, I think Miata Boy might be right about that one. James Pond says, Gaethje's asked Siri what a square head looks like. Crustin Gaethje's is hilarious. Louis says, okay, I thought it was at least 2. Miata Boy says, I think Louis is right. I think Usman has popped more than once. He hasn't. I looked it up. Unless there's some, you know, crazy, you know, unless Google AI is failing us again, that's definitely a possibility. James Pond says, I'm off. Peace. LOL. Got him. You got me, James. Miata Boy says, Tuxedo, send some money, FN. Shout out to Tuxedo. Shout out to Miata Boy. Rio said, MMA Rio says, as I said, I'm from Croatia. We have a great FNC organization. When you have time, take a look and you'll see that the fights and fighters are great. There are 15K spectators in the hall. Great fights. FNC, huh? Okay, FNC. Here it is. Shout out to FNC. Shout out to MMA Rio. Shout out to Check MMA. I'll be sure to check this out, homie. MMA Rio, make sure you subscribe to the channel, homie. Make sure you subscribe. Now let's look at Usman apologizing to AJ, shall we? Tuxedo with the $2 dono. Thank you, Tuxedo, and shit. I might as well thank Miata Boy for it too. Dropping the at Miata Boy with the shit emoji. Or is that a fire? I can't even tell. Anyway, shout out to Tuxedo Mask for the $2 dono. Thank you very much, homie. I appreciate it. You already know that. Okay, here's Kamaru. You know, the Usman brothers, they're down bad right now. Kamaru takes full responsibility and apologizes for the Anthony Joshua video call. Man, I take full responsibility. I can't apologize enough. I feel terrible. I'm still feeling terrible. Miata West says Usman wasn't very good to begin with. There's no reason to keep a guy around that's a cheater and a boring fighter. Don't forget a liar, homie. Don't forget a liar. But yeah, Mohammed Usman, low-key, you know, the gig is up. The experiment's over with. Get his ass up out of here.
Situation to where I had to make it public, Henry, and it was a tough enough situation to where I had to make a public apology, which I've never done, ever, because I've never been in a situation where I had to do something like that. But it was necessary. It was necessary because the biggest thing as a man, I feel like you have to take responsibility when you've messed up, whether it was accidental or not accidental. You have to take that full responsibility. And I had to, and I did that. I was angry for a lot of different situations. One, I was angry that that was an oversight on my part by not watching my full video vlog that was out to understand that that was in there. So I was angry because that's my fault, because anything that goes out on my channel, I am ultimately responsible for. So I'm angry that I missed that. Second of all, I was angry because I had put, you know, my brother, my Nigerian brother, AJ, in another situation. For people to be judging and saying certain things, oh, why does he seem this way? Why does he seem that way? I was angry hearing and seeing all of that. Most importantly, I was just angry at myself for even giving them a lane to even try to attack him in that way. So, man, I take full responsibility. Yeah. I can't apologize enough. I feel terrible. I'm still feeling terrible because it's, you know, that's my character, something that I don't play with, Henry.
So, you know, it's a bit of an honest mistake, but like Usman's kind of explaining, it's a stupid mistake. Watch your fucking video through entirely, homie. Like, come on. What the hell were you doing? Like, on the phone while you're, like, just skimming through the video? Like, you didn't see it or fucking hear it. Like, you must not have been paying attention at all. You know, boys, this is a legendary clip right here. I'm going to just play this, and I don't even think I need to narrate it. This is 58-year-old. Shout out to Charlie Zelenoff, okay? Street Warrior Charlie Zelenoff. If you know him, you know him. You boys should all know him. But 58-year-old Floyd Mayweather Sr. spars weirdo Charlie Zelenoff. All right? Big Floyd schools him. Then all hell breaks loose. 2 minutes, 32 seconds. Let's check it out. Oldie but goodie right here. This ain't nothing new. This is an oldie but goodie. I watched this fucking years ago.
Whoa, my God. Got that shoulder on it, man. You got it, man. The box. Put it on. Get that shoulder. Where you going? Get it, Floyd, get it. He's running, No.
Ooh. Chopping right hand.
Still got it. He's out of gas, Floyd. Nice relax. No. He's running far. You ain't do it now. He finna chop.
Steps out the ring. Then Floyd Sr. walks back, and then he fucking comes in, tries to sneak him. So homie comes in and sneaks Charlie. This shit got messy real quick. Shout out to Charlie Zelenoff, a fucking oldie but goodie, man. Shout out to fucking Charlie Zelenoff, and shout out to fucking Unc. Shout out to not even Unc anymore, fucking great grandpa. Floyd Mayweather fucking Sr. stepping in the ring against Charlie fucking Zelenoff. Oldie but goodie. Then Mike saying, Wild Man Charlie, a classic. Louis says, is Zelenoff still alive? As soon as he gets hit, he will jump out the ring. That's a classic fucking Zelenoff. Jump out the fucking ring as soon as he gets hit. Never forget when fucking Deontay Wilder fucking fought his ass too. Charlie Zelenoff be wildin'. Miata Boy's telling me, pull up that Kayla post I was talking about. Tell me if you got the same thought I did. Okay, I'll pull it up, Miata Boy. M.A. Rio says, yes, I am subscribed, friend. I subbed a long time ago. I'm sure I'll be on the same page more often from now on. So I'm glad you took a look at our FNC organization on live. You and the channel are great. My man, M.A. Rio. I always like to show love, so I'm happy you told me about the FNC organization. I was happy to pull it up on the stream, homie. And I'm glad you've been subscribed for a minute. You just been quiet in the chat, M.A. Rio. You just been quiet in the chat. But I'm glad to see you in the chat, and definitely be more active. MJ World saying, W Daily Streamer, my man MJ World. They hate you because they ain't you. Shit, that's what it is, MJ. I'm playing. I'm playing. Who knows what it is? But honestly, the craziest thing about all this that I've kind of come to a realization of, they hate me, but but shit. Team Diaz can't even hate me, right? So when we talk about who's they? It's like the fucking soy boy ass fucking fans who be crying in their feelings because I broadcasted that Nick and Nate are beefing, that there's trouble in paradise. But at the end of the day, Team Diaz themselves, I'm not going to say too much, but I'm just going to say they fuck with me. I believe they fuck with me even though I'm posting all this stuff. Even Nick is like nicely asking me, yo, can you take down this video? I haven't got anything from Nick where he's like, fuck you. I can't believe you're doing this. You're dead to me. Like, you know, listen, the truth could never be considered disrespect. I have never lied. And I think Team Diaz fucks with me. Straight the fuck up. I think Team Diaz fucks with me. So the people who be hating on me, shit. How you finna hate me and Team Diaz love me? How you finna hate me and Team Diaz love me, boys? How that work? How the fuck does that work? Otto says, the guy who used to attack people behind their backs when he used to challenge them, yes. Yes, Otto. Dylan, what's poppin', Dylan? Dylan says, I feel like Charlie was also mad at the crowd for laughing. I mean, he got like some type of like autism or something, so I wouldn't be surprised if he got like rage. Okay, now the Otto boy's asking me to pull up. Recent post. Oh, one like her sorry ass page. This post right here. There's great strength in staying in it when your body wants out. Miata boy, that is a crazy misquote that you provided. I don't even remember the quote you gave, homie, but it was nothing close to this. That gotta be it though, right? Hungry. I didn't get the same vibe. If I watched this in live time, which is kind of hard now that I know everything, but if I were to have read this in live time, I would have been like, oh, she's just struggling with the weight cut. She's saying there's great strength in staying in it when your body wants out. Your body wants out of the weight cut, but you're staying locked in on the mission, right? You got to make 135. Defending your belt will basically supersede all the pain and struggle you go through leading up to the fight. So that's what I would have taken out of it. We can't hear you. All right, my bad on that. I was saying this. I'm going to repeat it. Miata boy, low-key, I was laughing because I was like, you kind of misquoted it here. It wasn't exactly how you put it. But also, not that it's a big deal or anything like that. But no, I was saying I didn't take the quote that way. I would have took the quote as like, there's great strength in staying in it when your body wants out, meaning she's struggling with the weight cut, right? But she's locked in on the mission. Her eyes on the prize. She got to make 135, and winning that belt is going to supersede all the pain and sacrifice and struggling throughout the fight camp. That's what I would have taken from it. I got you, Miata boy. I should have fixed it by now. But yeah, I'm giving you the breakdown now. So I wouldn't have thought that Kayla was hinting at an injury here. I would have just thought she's struggling with the weight cut and she's letting the fans know she ain't quitting, but best believe she's fucking struggling. That's my take. That's my take on it. I wouldn't have thought this meant trouble in paradise. But maybe it did. Maybe it did. Maybe that was her subtle way of letting people know, you know, my neck is fucked. JuiceMan562, what up, Juice Man? Popping in the chat, says Gaethje is winning. I don't want to hear none else. Shit, Juice Man. All right, Juice Man. I'm gonna let you fucking just have your take there. But okay, boys. I think that's probably gonna be the stream for the evening. There wasn't a bunch of crazy news. I reacted to pretty much all the good stuff. Oh, you know, no McGregor Chandler at the UFC White House. If you guys want to hear this one real quick.
January 23rd is Zuffa
this
Boxing.
out.
January 24th is the first UFC. And then after that card, we'll start working on the White House fight.
I know there's like all the talk of Michael Chandler and Conor. Do you see like that as like a realistic thing?
No,
happening?
I mean, that was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It's like, this is how the world, I mean, I'm over the fucking McGregor Chandler thing. It's just like, look at this guy. How the fuck did this guy get an interview with Dana White? How the fuck does this shit happen? How the fuck does this shit happen? That's crazy. That's just, I mean, I'm just going to say it got nothing to do with his looks at all either. It has everything to do with like, who the fuck is he? Who the fuck is he? And why the fuck is he on Complex? And why the fuck is he interviewing Dana? I never heard of him a day in my life, and I already know he's a nobody.
Thing
No,
happening.
I mean, that was a couple years ago.
Yeah, so that's not nothing you'd entertain for the
No.
White House.
No. January 23rd is Zuffa Boxing.
So, McGregor Chandler, no for UFC White House. I mean, these people just stay asking Dana the same repeated questions over and over again. Over and over again, they keep asking Dana the same repeated questions. Miata Boy saying, yeah, I get you. I don't know what I took from that. No worries, Miata Boy. It don't even fucking matter, bro. It's Kayla Harrison. Much love to Kayla Harrison. Juice Man says, nah, my bad. I was a little behind again. Dang. All good, Juice Man. One thing is for sure, we can't take this Conor guy serious until he makes that walk, point blank, period. Yeah. I mean, at least we've moved on from he's never coming back. But, you know, at least he killed that narrative. But, you know, the jury's still out. Is he fucking coming back or not? Like, straight up. For those who joined the stream late, and if you're thinking my energy's low right now, I mean, once again, my neighbor fucking be bitching all the time. So, like, that's why I'm just trying to be quiet right now. I'd be fucking yelling and screaming if I could. But I'm also a little bit tired, I'll admit that. But if you're just joining into the stream now, I'm just trying to let you guys know that the first, like, hour of the stream was money. Probably, like, the first 30, 45 minutes, I gave a new exclusive update on the Diaz situation. And everyone was loving it. So if you haven't seen that yet, we do have a very solid, good portion of the stream that's good content. You guys can check that out once the stream ends. I promise you. Shit, my next thought totally slipped my mind, to be honest with you. I think it might be time just to kind of call it a night on the stream. I'll hop back on tomorrow. And we'll get it going again. Oh, here's what I was going to do. I was going to read to you my text message from my neighbor. Because you guys like the neighbor lore. For those that stuck around long enough, you guys get the neighbor lore before we hop on out of the stream. Juice Man says, I wouldn't mind Conor coming back. I mean, I'm indifferent, Juice Man. If Conor comes back, cool. If he doesn't come back, won't miss him. You feel me, Juice Man? In fact, I'd miss Conor more if he never did a BKFC press conference ever again. I would miss Conor's presence more at the BKFC press conferences than in the UFC. Like, I could care less. Rather see him promoting BKFC, to be honest with you. Way more entertaining. Okay. What I was gonna read out is my neighbor's text message. Oh wait, but Miata Boy says I don't think Conor will be on the White House card. I think he will be on Fight Week. Oh, IFL. If you can make his next fight, who would it be? With Conor? It wouldn't be Michael Chandler. It would be Nate Diaz 3, Juice Man. I would sign Nate Diaz back to the UFC, and I'd make Conor versus Nate 3, Juice Man. Very simple, right? When I break it down for you like that, you're like, damn, I don't got a better fight I can make. And you don't, homie. You don't. I would make Conor versus Nate Diaz 3. That's the trilogy we've all been waiting on. It's of my belief Nate Diaz won the second fight too. When that fight ended, Nate extended his hand, picked Conor up off his back. Okay. I got Nate versus Conor 3, re-signed Nate versus Conor 3, the trilogy, going to be one of the biggest fucking pay-per-views of all time. Once again, going to put John Jones to shame. Okay, it's going to put John Jones versus Stipe to fucking shame. All right. Nate versus Conor 3 is still one of the biggest fights of all time the UFC could make right now. Nate versus Conor 3, still one of the biggest fights of all time the UFC could make right now. But Chandler's owed Conor fight. I know, buyer seller, but Dana just said that shit's expired. Dana essentially just said Conor versus Michael Chandler, expiration date already reached. It's fucking spoiled. We can't eat it anymore. We can't make it anymore. Conor and Nate could have done White House. Yeah, they could have. I mean, they still could. They still could, buyer seller. Let's not rule it out yet, homie. Maybe they could. Juice Man says that trilogy till this day needs to happen. It does, homie. It does. Okay, so let me just read you guys the neighbor lore and I'll send you out of here. Tuxedo. I can't ignore Tuxedo, though. Conor vs. Holloway 2. Dylan, I get it, and that fight did pop in my head, but nah, I think Holloway's like fucking putting Conor in a hospital. So I think Nate versus Conor is the better fight. Plus, it's the trilogy. You know, when there's a trilogy on the line, you got to run the trilogy. Buyer seller saying good. Conor versus Chandler's expired. Tuxedo says we all know fights are decided not by damage or rounds won or KOs, but who picks up who off the ground at the end of the fight. Exactly, Tuxedo. Tuxedo really couldn't have said it any better myself. My man Tuxedo. Fuck you, asshole, for being sarcastic. I'm just playing, Tuxedo. What do we got here? Buyer seller, because we only want to see Conor Nate 3. Yeah, we only want to see Conor Nate 3. That's true. Nate is training. Shit, let's book it, buyer seller. Call up Daddy Dana right now. Tell him we want Conor versus Nate 3 on the White House. Mike Co, I agree. That actually makes sense. If Conor can get his weight down, he seems so big. Everyone loves the Conor versus Nate 3. Maybe Dana's actually working on that behind the scenes. Come on, that's so obvious. Conor versus Nate 3, man. What we doing? Miata boy, I want to see Conor fight a guy that's certainly in the UFC. I think Ruffy versus Conor would be a dream fight, but they won't do it. I also wanted Chandler versus Conor. I mean, yeah, keep dreaming with Ruffy versus Conor, Miata boy. You know, we have a better chance of Chandler versus Conor happening than Ruffy versus Conor. It's probably either Chandler versus Conor, but Dana says it's expired, so it's probably going to be Nate versus Conor 3. Gotta be. Jones versus Bangkok would break records for sure. Jones versus fucking the Lady Boys. Just make it up the rankings at 170 and make Conor versus Islam. Miata boy wants fucking McGregor dead. Conor versus Islam. They can meet at 180, maybe 190. Yeah, shit, whatever weight they want. Buyer seller. Shit, my man HT once again with the fucking 20. My man, homie. Thank you very much, homie. I appreciate it, HT. AKA Weird One. All right, everyone needs to know the old name and the new name. All right, HT is Weird One. That's why I always say Weird One, AKA HT. But HT says, Jay, you work hard all week to stream for us. You deserve it. My man HT. Much love, homie. Much love. Just know that the feelings are mutual. You feel me? As much as you guys like coming on here, I like coming on here for you guys. No Diddy. Okay? But the feeling is mutual. I love being on here. I know you boys love being in the stream. So shit. I'm going to keep doing this. And although it's work, right? I mean, I love doing it. So it's work, but I love to do it. I'm just going to put it like that. It's never something I dread to do. That's really what I'm trying to get across. I do be working hard, but I never dread this. I look forward to it. Thank you once again, HT. Tuxedo says that would be the saddest moment. Washed two guys to fight in UFC. No, I don't want either of them to fight. Tuxedo, who the fuck do you want then, homie? Who the fuck do you want if you don't want Conor versus Nate? I feel like that was a unanimous. Everybody wanted it, except for you. Juice Man says, who won't watch that? I bet there again. Wait, hold on. Who won't watch that? I bet there ain't a person alive who wouldn't watch Diaz Conor 3. Literally. Literally, Tuxedo won't fucking watch it. Insanity. 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 Tuxedo doesn't want to see that. Shout out to Juice Man too. Dylan, people forget Nate Diaz has less ring rust than Conor McGregor. That is true, Dylan. Miata Boy says, pause, Jacob. Diddy asked Castro with the statement. Shit, I tried to hit you boys with the no Diddy. All right, I caught it in time. But yeah, that was a no Diddy. Shit, I be catching them. I like to come on here just like you guys like to come on here. I mean, shit, no Diddy. That was crazy. That was crazy. All right. That was crazy. Khabib versus Islam. That's what I want. Okay, Tuxedo, not a bad matchup. I mean, I want to see it too. That's actually a great fight, but it's never going to happen. Buyer seller, I think it would be cool if you did like an ACLL in thing, like a late night talk show. That would be super cool. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what you're saying, buyer seller. What's a ACLL in thing? Oh, a call-in thing like a late night talk show. That would be super cool. You know, there has been a demand for that. There has been a demand for that. I've had several people wanting to call into the stream. We could make something like that happen in the near future, buyer seller. In the near future. And if we are going to do that, it's going to be on Discord. It's going to be on Discord. So, you know, I'm not really going to drop the link right now to the Discord. But everybody join the... Oh, fuck. Should I just drop the link real quick on my way out? 1 second, okay? We can start doing that, but I think we will do it on Discord. Okay, so everybody does need to join the Discord. And literally, we just chop it up in here. For anyone who's fucking like, you know, cautious about joining it or something like that for whatever reason, we literally just chop it up in here. Like, it's nothing but a fucking bro group chat. It ain't nothing of me selling you guys anything or anything like that, so... I'm giving you guys the link to the Discord so that maybe, you know, we can take buyer seller up on his idea. I think it's a great idea. I can tell that there's a demand for that. So I'm actually taking it serious. Join Discord. I'm listening. I'm listening to you boys. Diaz versus Conor sells itself, says Ruby Z. Shout out to Ruby Z. Otto says, see you guys. Good night, man. I hope you guys have a great night, too. Peace out, Otto. Much love to you, homie. Have a good night, my man. I'll see you tomorrow. Dylan says, Diaz ain't washed. He almost knocked out prime Leon Edwards. He's not washed. And Diaz versus Conor is a great matchup. If they're washed, then put two washed guys together, even though they're not fully washed. Conor more washed than Nate. John Jones versus Ngannou. I mean, Tuxedo. Those are good matchups. Those are good matchups. But are they realistic, Tuxedo? That's the catch-22. They are great matchups. I could never deny it. But come on. Islam ain't never fighting Habib, and John ain't never fighting Ngannou, unfortunately. But they're great matchups. Juice Man says, you think Tuxedo going to say Diaz versus Conor up next? Restroom break. Psych. He holding that shit and ending up constipated. Yeah, I think that's true, Tuxedo Mask. You would not take a fucking piss break for Diaz versus Conor 3. Ain't no one taking a piss break for Diaz versus Conor 3. Tuxedo says, oh my God, I don't even want to say his name, Tuxedo, but I'm going to say Yahoo versus a firing squad. Okay, Tuxedo. Okay. I might be able to get behind that one, Tuxedo, honestly. Miata Boy says, I don't think Conor will make 155 ever again. He's way too big unless he loses a lot of weight from training. He never making 155. That's tough on him. MMA Rio, hey mate, do you know who Roberto Robocop Soldic is? Of course I do. Or Ante Walking Trouble Dalia? Of course I do. I've been following your Instagram and later I follow other channel. Dana has to bring Soldic to the UFC. Yes, Soldic does need to come to the UFC. He was actually training with Colby Covington before he fought Joaquin Buckley. Soldic is what, like a 1 championship fighter or something like that? Yeah, Soldic fights for 1 champion and 1. Former KSW champion as well. Oh, no, he's not a champion in 1 yet, but he most likely will be. And he was a champion in KSW. He knocked out Dricus Duplessis. You know, Dricus knocked him out, then he knocked him out. So, yeah, Roberto Soldic definitely should come to the UFC. No doubt about it, MMA Rio. That's a good shout right there. He's one of the best middleweights in the world. He is. He is. I believe he is only 30 years old, too. Shit, sign him to the UFC already. What are we waiting for? Unbroken, let's send positive energy for my friend, partner, Surge in the hospital right now. Shit. Much love to Surge. Prayers up for Surge. All right? Everybody, keep Surge in your thoughts and prayers. Homie gonna make it out of this. I don't know what he got going on, but I know he's gonna make it out of this. Shout out to Surge. Buyer Seller, this is cool. I joined the Discord. Perfect. Buyer Seller, perfect. We got shit coming. We're gonna get that talk show running soon. Tuxedo, Conor versus Nick Diaz is more realistic. I think Conor versus Nate might be more realistic. Tuxedo, come on, bro. Nick, have you been missing all these fucking live streams? Tuxedo, you may have been, but Nick is like a million miles away from fighting right now. Ruby Z, Natan Levy and crew versus all of God's angels. Perfect, Ruby Z. Perfect. Perfect, homie. Conor versus MMA Dowie. Did I hear Covington says he's going to 85? I did hear that. I don't know if I like that move. Colby always sold this narrative that he doesn't co-weight to 175 or 170. Now he wants to move up to 85. It's like, I thought you don't co-weight to 70. All of a sudden, you're overcutting weight. I thought you never did that. Kevin from Chicago, Soldier, why did Jake come at your neck? Because he's trying to do damage control, and he out here lying. Kevin from Chicago. He's trying to do damage control, and he out here lying. Once I responded to him, he never clapped back because he got nothing to say. Because I ain't fucking lying. You feel me? Also, I posted this today. I've been on my fucking, revenge tour. I've been on my revenge tour. You boys are going to laugh at this one. So I hopped back onto my post today, right? Bro. Populate the comments, motherfucker. I popped back on my post today. If you guys didn't see it yesterday, I basically clapped back at everyone trying to say I'm lying. And I said, everyone who thinks I'm lying, 1, I'm the first person to report Nick married Kayla. And 2, I'm the first person to report Nick skipped out of a sober living facility in San Diego after his release from rehab in Mexico. Someone refute these claims, please. You can't. Okay? 60 likes 1 day ago. I mean, it's been like 18 hours at this point. Nobody refuted my claims. Nobody in here has told me or proved me wrong, right? So I go on here today and I said, it's been 24 hours and no one has refuted my statements. Play my motherfucking walkout music, please. Please play my motherfucking walkout music. It's been 24 hours and not a single person clapped back at me. Ain't a single person clapped back at me in 24 plus hours, but everyone got something to say, right? Everyone got something to say. Ain't a fucking person clapped back at me in 24 hours. Shit. I'm on my revenge tour. Play my motherfucking walkout music. Shout out to Caleb Plant. Shout out to Ruby Z. Tuxedo Mask. Thank you for the $2 donation, homie. Aiden Ross versus Nick Fuentes. I'm all for it. I think Nick Fuentes is beating the fuck out of Aiden Ross. What do you think, Tuxedo? Thank you again for the $2 donut, homie. I think Nick Fuentes beats the fuck out of Aiden Ross. Let's ask the chat, huh? Should we do another poll real quick? Aiden Ross or Nick Fuentes? Aiden Ross. Sold dick versus your dong would be X-rated. Unbroken says thank you. He probably has a type of blood cancer. Damn, homie, that's terrible to hear. I'm hoping your homie pulls through. I'm gonna pray for him, and I'm sending him my best wishes. Unbroken. I hate to hear that for anyone. Miata Boy says if there's a fighter that's in one championship, they will never get out. One championship is really dirty with their contract stuff. I know, Miata Boy. Hopefully, Soldic can get out though. Eventually, he's 30 years old. Don't waste his prime too. That's fucking ridiculous. Buyer seller LMAO. Nick ain't fighting no one. He ain't fighting no one. MMA Rio says yes. Look at his Soldic's last KO win versus Dagi Arslanaliyev. Scary KO. I can't wait for Roberto to come to the UFC because he really belongs here for a long time. I think he's going to get signed soon, homie, as long as there's no bullshit with his contract. Juice Man, you walk out for the biggest UFC fight of your life. What's your walkout song? I'm picking Too Short, Getting It. I think I'm walking out to Finito by Chief Keef. I think I'd like to walk out to Finito by Chief Keef. I'm a gorilla in the fucking zoo, finna pull up in a coupe. If you boys know, you know. Fuentes knock him out into Sunday. He does. Everyone voting Nick Fuentes is hilarious. Yeah, I think I'm walking out to Finito though. Either Finito or like maybe Run It Up by NBA Youngboy. I like that song, Run It Up. Covington versus DeRitter now. Honestly, not a bad fight, Louis, especially because Colby was talking spicy about Bo Nichols' loss to Rainier DeRitter. Jew, what up, homie? Jew, do yourself a favor. The stream is almost over. Do yourself a favor. The first 45 minutes of the stream, I provided a brand new update. Once again, once again on Nick and Nate Diaz. It was nothing crazy, but you're going to enjoy it. The rest of the stream has been chill, but I mostly just been chopping it up with chat. You feel me? First 45 minutes is that content you're looking for. I'm just helping you out. Juice Man says, hope your homie 10-7s whatever he going through unbroken. That's what I'm talking about, Juice Man. That's the support I'm fucking talking about right there. And bounces back. My man, Juice Man. Hope the best for your friend Unbroken. Eat your plants. Shout out to everybody. Finito LMAO, what you saying, homie? Yeah, Finito. Juice Man says, nah, the stream just started. I gotta fucking pop out of here, boys. It's 12:30 at night. But I'm trying to read you something real quick. Let me read you my fucking text from my neighbor, okay? I was gonna do this like 30 minutes ago, but I've literally just been reading the chats and I don't mind it. But we finna end the stream pretty much now. But let me read you what my neighbor said so you guys can be on the same page as me. So I messaged her back today and I said, hi, Evelyn. Sorry again for being noisy last night. I really tried my best to talk normally and not yell. It's crazy how thin the walls are. I would recommend buying earplugs before you try the noise canceling panels. They are cheaper and have worked great for me in the past. She goes, this is your typical fucking female. Refusing to like take your solution, wants the problem to persist. Listen to her. She goes, hello, Jacob, spelled with a K. Thank you for getting back to me. No need to apologize. I appreciate the suggestion, but earplugs, unfortunately, are not a workable solution for us. Yes, they fucking are. You tell me it's not a workable solution before you even try it. It's crazy work. The walls being extremely thin are sound carrying very clearly at night. We, however, have to find a solution. In practice, I assume this usually isn't an issue because most people lower volume after 10 p.m. Would you be willing to keep noise low after 10 p.m. going forward? I did. I just told you I kept my noise down. I told you I kept my noise down and you could still hear me, so it's not my fucking fault. That's why she doesn't want the earplug situation to work or the earplug solution to work. She's like shutting down my earplug solution because she wants me to fucking be quiet past 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. It's like, no, I'm not going to promise I'm going to be quiet past 10 p.m. Being quiet means not talking in my fucking house. No, I'm finna talk in my house past 10 p.m. You get fucking earplugs. You feel me? But she wants to shut down my earplug suggestion because she wants her suggestion to work, which is me being quiet before 10 p.m. Fuck no. Or after 10 p.m. Fuck no. She goes, would you be willing to keep noise low after 10 p.m. going forward? If this continues to be difficult to manage, shall they reach out to management to ask about a sound evaluation so that they can fix this according to code? I'm asking you first because I'd much prefer to resolve this directly between neighbors. She's now trying to act like she's gonna threaten, oh, if you don't be quiet past 10 p.m., then I'm gonna call the landlord and we're gonna have construction going on. And I don't think you want that, do you? Shit, call him. Call him, motherfucker. Call him. Call him. Call those motherfuckers. They're gonna tell you they can't do shit. You really think that because you fucking called and tell them that you can hear me talking in my fucking house past 10 p.m. that like they're gonna come here, evaluate the sound, and just like soundproof these walls because you asked? Like, you got a fucking twisted imagination of what the leasing office is gonna do for you. They ain't finna do shit. I'm well in my right to fucking talk in my apartment past 10 p.m. and do it. Do it. You don't want to get earplugs. I don't want to be quiet past 10 p.m. Call him. That's where I'm at with it. That's where we're at with it. I'm going to tell her, yeah, call him. Call him. You think I'm scary? I'm calling your bluff. Call him. I'm a fucking poker player and I'm smelling out your bluff and I'm calling it. Calling it. All chips in the table. All chips in the table now, boys. All chips in the fucking table. Juice Man says, glad I found your channel, bro. Shit be funny. Shit. Juice Man, that's the best compliment I could ever get. All right. Shit be funny. I love to hear that. I try to make it funny for you guys. I definitely try to make it funny for you guys. Lighthearted, but also, some hard-hitting news as well. I try to cover all those bases. And I think the neighbor lore is a great comedy skit. Juice Man says, I'm finna talk in my house. LMAO, for real. For real. The fuck? Sound evaluation. LOL. What the fuck? I know. Insane, bro. Damn, now beef with upstairs neighbor. I mean, Kevin from Chicago. She doesn't want to wear earplugs. I don't want to be quiet past 10 p.m. So call the leasing office. I ain't pissed at you, but shit, you just finna find out the leasing office ain't gonna do shit for you. Ain't gonna do shit for you. Buyer seller laughing. Ha 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 ha. But Unbroken says, buy them earplugs. I'm about to, bro. I'm about to. That's the update, though, boys. That's the fucking update. We could try miming a stream once. Unbroken, fuck no, homie. Fuck no. I'm gonna be out here fucking doing like fucking hand signals and shit. The fuck is going on here? I cannot be doing that. All right. Anyway, I'm tired as fuck, boys. I'm gonna be real with you, boys. I'm tired as fuck. It's time to go. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Much love to everybody. Special shout out once again to HT, aka Weird One, for the $20 dono. Much appreciation, homie. Special thank you to Tuxedo Mask for the $2 donos. Much appreciation, homie. Much appreciation to everybody returning to the streams and keeping up with them. Shout out to Kevin from Chicago as well. Unbroken, Juice Man, Buyer Seller, MMA Rio. Okay, Jew, Miata Boy, Dylan, Buyer Seller, if I didn't say that already. Louie. Eric, if he was in here, aka Cupcake, Ruby Z. All right. Literally everybody. We had so many people in the chat tonight. You guys know who you are. Much love to you. And I will see you guys tomorrow, all right? All right. Peace out, everybody. Make sure on the way out, like the stream, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Shout out to everybody. Peace out. MJ World. Shout out to MJ World. Shout out to Otto. Peace out, everybody. And my co.